Love wants you, we can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it.
Hey guys, what's cracking? We are back. Today we're going to be looking at the analysis for the electric type. This is kind of rounding off, the starter series. I might do like normal next. I'm just kind of keep it chill. But all right, so let's get started right up. Look at the history of the electric type. Previously, the Generation 4 physical special split, all electric moves were considered special. There are 48 electric types, which makes up for 6.8% of the Pokemon population, making it the 8th rarest type. A cool fact is that an electric gym is represented in every main series core game. This means while there isn't an electric type gym in the Johto region, the electric type, there is also one in the Kanto region, being Lieutenant Surge, and because you can access the Kanto region at the end of Silver and Gold, you can access the Lieutenant Surge gym, making it the only type of gym that is in every single generation. If we're looking at stats, they are definitely pretty not bulky, especially on the physical side. The special defensive side is not bad, at least on average, but it's definitely not a very high stat type in general. However, you do see a pretty respectable speed stat, which is embodied by a lot of Pokemon, and a pretty respectable special attack stat. So what you're going to notice is that electric types tend to be kind of very glass cannon, hit hard, but not really being able to take hits back type class. Or not class, like stat. I don't know what I'm saying. Typing. So as far as typing viability goes, on the offensive side, you're going to be weak to, or you're going to be hitting flying and water super effectively, but you're going to be resisted by Dragon, Electric, Grass, and Ground will have an immunity to you. Flying and Water are useful moves, useful types to hit being very common, but Dragon, Electric, and Grass are all fairly common as well, along with Ground being very common. And because it's not very spammable, but they do have a lot of offensive prowess in general, and they do hit something common things, I'm going to give them a 6 out of 10 for offensive viability. On the defensive side, it's unfortunate that very few electric type Pokemon have good base stat like defensive stats, because they actually are resistant to electric, flying, and steel, two of which are pretty common attacking types, being electric and flying, and then ground being the one weakness that they have, which if you look in the case of like Electros with the levitate ability, this is completely negated and giving him no weaknesses. So I want to give them a really good defensive rating, but because very few electric type Pokemon can really utilize how great of a defensive typing this is, I'm only going to give it a 6 out of 10 for its defensive viability. Looking at notable trainers, first of all, we're going to have, like I said earlier, Lieutenant Surge from Vermilion City of the Kanto region. We've got Watson from Mauville City of the Hoenn region. We've got Volkner of the Sinnoh region from Sunny Shore City. We've got Elisa of Nimbasa. I never actually played Gen 5, so I'm not super good with it. And then Clemont of Lumio City. Looking at the top stats, we're going to see some pretty mediocrity, especially on the defensive side. Lantern coming in with 125 hit points, which is definitely a respectable HP total, but again, not the greatest. Zekrom is going to be the top physically offensive electric Pokemon with a 150 base stat, which is definitely a solid base stat, but not the greatest, especially considering it's legendary. There's a lot of megas that in other types that pass 150 nowadays. Magnezone being the top defensive, which is 115, which is a good defensive stat, considering that Magnezone is an offensive Pokemon, but you got to keep in mind, if your top defensive stat is coming from an offensive Pokemon, you might be living your life wrong. So on the special side, we do start to see some, on the special offense, we see the Beast of Fabio, Mega Ampharos, having 165 special attack, which is a very respectable special attack stat. Mega Ampharos also comes in the top special defense side, being 110, which is again kind of unfortunate. Mega Ampharos is a tanky Pokemon, but it's not really used defensively very much. So 110 special defense, while it is a good amount of natural bulk, isn't really what you would consider a defensive amount of bulk by any means. Coming at the top speed stat, we have Mega Manectric, who hits a whopping 135 speed, which is definitely very, very quick. Going to outspeed a lot of things. Alright, so we look at top competitive moves. There's not a whole lot of really competitive moves coming out of the electric type, but the moves that we do see are very prolific. You're going to see them a lot. These are first of all going to be Thunder, 110 base power, 70% accuracy, and a 30% chance to paralyze. This is also an 100% accuracy under rain. Thunderbolt, which is your more reliable. I totally had a giant typo there. But it's going to have 90 base power and 10% paralyze chance, which is the more reliable option. Thunder Wave is going to be a 100% accurate move to paralyze the opponent, and Volt Switch, 70 base power, switches out, along with Wild Charge, which I put on this list not because it's super prolific, but because it really is the only usable physical, at least commonly used physical electric type attack. The only one really that comes to mind being Bolt Strike or Fusion Bolt, which are legendary exclusives anyways. Alright, so if we look at competitive Pokemon, Magnezone definitely comes to mind. Magnezone's a great defensive typing, but it is 4 times weak to ground. However, Magnezone's most useful trait being the fact that it can trap steel types and remove a lot of them with like Skarmory with Thunderbolt or Ferrothorn with Hidden Power Fire. That's being a very, very helpful trait for it. We've got Mega Manectric. Mega Manectric being an incredibly fast team. It fits into a lot of offensive teams as an offensive pivot. Hits hard, doesn't need to set up. It's really great for that, actually. Raikou, which is a similar role to Mega Manectric, but not that while not taking up your Mega slot. Similar bulk, but again, like it's a little weaker, a little slower, but it doesn't take up your Mega slot, which is why what's helpful about Raikou. We've got Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash being the go-to defensive pivot of the OTU tier. Fantastic bulk. Levitate gives it only one weakness, being Grass type. So it's really got a great typing, actually. It uses a lot of good utility sets. We've got Thundurus Eye specifically. Thundurus Eye being a fantastic Pokemon through use of Prankster, giving it Prankster T-Wave along with some great offensive potential in Defiant, along with its special attacking prowess, and then also it has access to Nasty Plot, which makes it a dangerous setup sweeper. We've got Zapdos. Zapdos being a great offensive or defensive defogger in the OU tier. And finally we have Galvantula. Galvantula being a UU Pokemon who actually sees a decent amount of OU usage as one of the predominant sticky web setters in the OU tier. If we look at legendary Pokemon, there are actually a decent amount. First of all, we've got Zapdos, who is a legendary Pokemon of storms, I guess. Makes storms when it flaps its wings and stuff. We've got Raikou, who's just a legendary dog. I don't really know what these guys do, to be honest. He makes lightning and stuff. We've got Zekrom, who is the Pokemon of Electric Energy. These are all kind of lame, to be honest. But he's the Pokemon of Electric Energy. And we have Thundurus and Thundurus Therian form, who are the Pokemon of Thunderstorms again, I guess. I don't know. They're all kind of just Pokemon of the same type kind of stuff. Finally, if we come to our electric abilities, we have a few. Lightning Rod granting you an immunity to electrics and boosting your special attack by 1 stage upon hit. Motor Drive gives you an immunity to electric boost and boosts your speed by +1. Shouldn't have written +2 there, sorry. Volt Absorb gives you another immunity to electric and recovers a quarter of your HP. And Static gives you a chance to paralyze on contact. None of these are going to be super common as metagame defining moves. You'll see Lightning Rod used on Manectric sometimes to switch in. And Motor Drive, I guess I've seen like on Electivire in a non OU setting, but those are going to be your main two. Sometimes Static can be used, I guess. But yeah, I hope that video was helpful. We got to look at our electric types, and again, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you'd like to see on the channel. Tell me what your thoughts on this video are. Check out my other stuff. I will see you guys later. Kraken Nation out.